Huffer went on a family deal at Adele Crossing Coronado.
Sure.
He left his credit card in the truck or whatever, and they found it. Okay. So we have to get this guy. We have to nail him because he would not let this slide if it was one of us.
The first time in 52 years, the Giants are world champions.
That's every kid's dream.
Whatever happened last year's over.
It's time for us to go to work.
It's going to be harder than it was. But everyone's gunning for us.
It's just one of those things, either you have it in you or you don't.
This is a new year, it's a new season, new race. We want to defend our championship.
All right, well, I'm waiting for him right now. I should know here in 5 or 10 minutes what's going on. All right, thank you. Just got a call from the RSA agent. Who? The cop or whatever. Are you missing your credit card? There's some active investigation going on. Card was used in Tijuana.
Tijuana, what?
American Express gold card, ending in 2001.
Yeah, that's
Last name Huff.
Oh, shit. It's not in there. Well, how much did they charge on it?
$23,000.
That's a fucking absolute fucking nightmare.
Oh, my God, that's...
Dude, that same thing happened to me a couple years ago in Florida. Charged like 10 grand on it. Dude, it took me almost a year and a half to get my credit back. Dude, it's such a nightmare.
He said he just from a security guy from MLB called and said there's an investigation going on because my name was on it.
Well, I don't think you can send drugs on credit cards.
The cartel can do whatever they want.
That's what a nightmare right before fucking stress.
Nightmare.
I have enough fucking stress going on.
Despite leading their division at the All-Star break for the first time in 8 years, the Giants know that their bats will need to heat up for them to stay on top. And Aubrey Huff, last year's offensive leader for the Giants, is feeling the pressure.
Well, this is the most important time of the year in the second half, you ask me. And we're 3.5 up right now, and it's actually 13 games over 500. How in the world that's happened the way we've hit, it's pretty amazing.
The offensive woes are so widespread and profound on this team.
It's hard to say we can score 3 runs. We're banging it out pretty good that night. That's pretty sad, but it's just the way it's been, man. I mean, this team's definitely taken about 10 years off my life. I'm sure of it. I love a stress-free game. What's a stress-free game? What's that mean?
Giants got 5 hits yesterday, 5. I mean, come on. What is the deal with these guys? I mean, and when does the Huff thing have to be a big concern of Bochy's?
This year didn't start off that great, and then before you know it, you find yourself going in the cage a little bit more. Then you find yourself not really sleeping that great, and then it just turns into a grind.
Fuck, Huff.
God damn it. Fucking throw you a fastball. You know, everybody says, hey, just go out there and have fun, stop thinking. Well, it's not that easy, you know, when you're struggling.
Wears me out, those 2-seamers, man.
In, and just will not leave it over the plate. You get so down and get so bad that the only thing that's going to help you is time.
But in the first game of the second half, time is running out for the Giants, as Huff represents the last hope against elite closer Heath Bell.
Huff is 0 for 3 tonight. Bell looks for his 27th save of the season. High drive to right, down the line, out of here, game time! Unbelievable. It is indeed, Mr. Huff, a new start.
When it went out, it was like a big sigh of relief. Like, that was the first time all year where I felt like that was last year's swing.
Huff bounces this one, no play. Sandoval scores. The Giants add another run. In 12 innings, the Giants beat the San Diego Padres.
Every day you come to the yard, you think, today's the day we're going to go out and score 10 runs, but it just doesn't ever happen. So you just got to accept the fact that we're going to play torturous games all year, and that's just the way it's going to be.
The Giants might be the most exciting team in baseball. It seems like all their games come down to the end.
Over the course of a season, all baseball teams will play a number of close games. But the Giants' combination of stellar pitching and low-scoring offense leads to a disproportionate amount of nail-biters and a special brand of baseball born during the team's championship run.
The slogan around here became Giants baseball torture.
These games are torture. Torture. Torture.
Giants baseball torture.
It's a slogan that our radio guys came up with.
They played more one-run games than any team in baseball.
It just seems like every game, everything's so stressful.
And in 2011, more of the same.
That's a base hit. Right center field. The Giants have won it.
The Giants lead the major leagues in comeback wins, and fittingly, nearly half their wins have been by one run.
It's been even more torturous this year.
6-5 Giants here in the ninth. Wilson into the game.
You got a closer that, for whatever reason, he likes to make things interesting.
3-2, and you knew it'd come to this.
Hey, baseball's not that easy. So if it's torture, great.
Got him, and that's the ball game.
The winning run in scoring position and a critical spot.
And it's at Crawford, double play!
And that was a minor miracle.
Torture. I can't explain it. It's just the way they roll.
I think torture is...
Burris up the middle, and he's got a base hit.
I think that's what fans come to the game for.
Burris goes, it's a pitch out. Can he steal it anyway? It goes into center field.
Last year, if we were being a misfits, this year we're a bunch of cockroaches.
Here's the squeeze, and it's gonna work. And the Giants take the lead.
You can't kill us off.
What was fun about that game? Exciting, yeah, fun.
We haven't decided if the torture's fun this year, but it is entertaining.
Stewart's gonna go to third, and Lindelof going to first, double play.
Giants fans have their hands full. Here we go again.
I thought the torture was over.
Torture 2.0.
It's extremely entertaining.
It's games like this is why they make alcohol.
I thought we'd talk a little bit about the market that's evolving leading up to the trade deadline.
The Giants' brain trust knows their lead is precarious.
We've got to use the clock to our advantage.
And historically, General Manager Brian Sabean has been aggressive in seeking reinforcements as the July 31st trading deadline approaches.
It's one of those years, and there's not much in the way of premium players available. So whoever is, quote, a premium piece is going to demand a king's ransom.
Up the middle. Sanchez will not be able to make a play, and hopefully he's okay.
One of the Giants' priorities is a middle infielder due to their rash of injuries, most notably to all-star second baseman Freddie Sanchez.
Never in my career have I ever heard or felt like something was bad, and that when I heard my shoulder just kind of like a pop.
He ended up on his right side. That right shoulder also ended up on the ground and underneath.
I saw him get hurt, and I could tell that it was bad. I know him so well. I mean, I could tell. And the fact that he was holding his arm the way he was. Our trainer, Gresh, called me, and then he said, okay, well, it's dislocated. It's his shoulder. You know, we can't get it back in, so we're taking him to the hospital.
When they told me you have a dislocated shoulder, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be out for a few days. When I found out that that wasn't the case, you know, obviously it's frustrating.
He's probably going to need surgery, but they're going to prolong the decision on what to do.
Placed on the disabled list, Sanchez continues shoulder rehab back in his Arizona home, which has its perks.
When we are home, we have to take full advantage of, for me, it's being with my boys.
You could do anything on this thing, man.
Because, you know, these years go by so quick, you don't want to miss them.
And when he's on the road, you are a single mom. I had originally said, I know this house is big enough to ride bikes in, but we're not going to be riding bikes and playing ball in the house.
There you go. It's sore a little bit, dude. It's been sore. Yeah. When you're on the DL, you do a lot more work and try to get a lot more things done to get back than you do when you're playing.
Doesn't look like much, but it sucks.
Along with the rigors of rehab come the joys of fatherhood.
As soon as they told me it was a possibility, it was a no-brainer that I wanted to do it to come back to play this year. What stinks is that it's my right shoulder. I have no problem swinging, I have no problem taking ground balls, I have no problem doing anything. It's my throwing shoulder, and I just have problems throwing.
Hitting-wise, he's great. You know, as we discussed, the tough part is going to be the throwing.
Just takes a lot more out of you, man. You're just, the arm fatigues, there's more pain. Just try to battle through it.
But as you know, we're kind of getting towards a deadline, you know, to make a decision, you know, because we got to be concerned about next year as well.
If I can have any chance at all to come back and I gave it everything I had, that's what I want to do. If not, then I'm going to have surgery.
All right, so I'll go outside and I'll act like, hey, bro, the RSA agent just said, and there's some funny stuff going on in your cards. People, charges in Puerto Rico, maybe overseas or something.
Say that they were trying to buy a bunch of like explosives or something, or some sort of like a bunch of not explosives. No, but say it's not. Say they didn't give me details, but they called the front office.
I guarantee I lost it at the hotel, fell out of my pocket. Somebody fucking ran to Mexico.
Well, let me call this guy back.
Right now.
Let me call this guy back.
How are we looking, homie?
All those, that's all good. Tickets are done.
And then Wheeze is gonna come up, you know, when he's full panic, and he's gonna go, got him.
Perfect.
Just got my American Express card. I guess I looked in my pocket. It's not in my pocket. And in Tijuana, somebody just spent $23,000 on it. So somebody just took off to Mexico and started charging shit out of it. So I'm getting Kelly call in to try and get the American Express and not cancel. I got to hit BP. So you can get this and you call American Express for me. That'd be great. If you guys don't mind, I got to answer my mom's text here. She texted me last night. By the time the game was over, it was too late for her to get anything back, so she's kind of worried. My mom, she's just an amazing woman. Me and my sister lost our dad when I was 6, she was 4, and she's raised us by herself.
This is his dad when he played softball. We got a picture of one of his teams.
My father, he was an electrician, he'd do an electrical job. There was a scuffle with an estranged husband and his wife.
He was mad at his wife and the assistant because the assistant wouldn't let him visit his wife because she said, I don't want to talk to him, I don't want to talk to him.
He walked over and asked if there was a problem. The guy pulled a gun on him. He pushed the other lady out of the way. They went scuffling. He shot my dad, shot his wife, and ran out the door. You know, it's a good thing it happened when I was so young. I didn't really remember it much, but.
He doesn't remember too much about his dad, but, you know, of course he knows he died a hero, so I think that hopefully that's, you know, had a good influence on him.
It was tough growing up without a father, but my mother did a great job.
I was a single mom, and I was really lucky in a way, though, because Aubrey liked baseball. He always liked little Western shirts. This is Aubrey starting at kindergarten, and then he would just start throwing little wiffle balls in the yard, and that's all he really wanted to do. He loved baseball, and we lived in a little town, Mineral Wells. He was about an hour and a half, 2 hours depending on traffic from the Ranger Stadium.
I went to a Rangers game with her one day, and you know, came back from that game and said, hey, I want a batting cage.
Yeah, we weren't able to pitch to speed and the level that he needed, and so that's the reason I thought, well, I guess I could do that.
And about 2 years later, when she could finally afford it, you know, single mother, she surprised me for that.
This whole time, all he's ever said, I want to play Major League Baseball. And I never told him he couldn't, because how do I know?
I spent my whole time in there growing up, and it paid off.
Up swings, and it's his first big league home run.
After 10 solid years in the majors, all with losing teams, Huff's luck finally turned around when the Giants acquired him last season.
I barely got a job last year. That's the only offer I had. It wasn't the most desirable place for me to come and hit left-handed in a park like San Fran, but At the time, it was my only offer, and it's the biggest blessing that ever happened to me.
For the first time since 1954, the Giants are world champions.
Great fans, great organization. Never had a group of guys that gel as much as these guys do. You can go in that clubhouse all day, and you better have some thick skin, because we get on you pretty good in there.
I mean, it's not funny because it's a nightmare because I went through the same thing.
I mean, it'll be insured, I'm sure.
They can insure it, but the problem is getting like the credit and all that. It's screwed.
I just got a call from American Express, and in Tijuana, somebody just spent $23,000 on it. So you can get this, and you call American Express for me. That'd be great.
God. One good thing about it is you're rich, so.
Right.
There was one shitty part about it. Got him. Got him.
Look at the red face.
Hell, you I knew it! What can I do?
What's going on? I don't have enough stress.
Season fucking credit.
Okay, now I gotta go try and figure out my swing with my heart racing. You guys suck.
The second half starts great for the Giants, who are now 14 games over 500, 3.5 games up in the West, and they're home tonight to take on the Dodgers. And with the trade deadline, it's going to get really hot, probably starting next week when Brian Sabean and all those other guys start doing their shopping.
No, I talked to them. They're holding on to him until they see how this turns out in the next couple of weeks. They got a tough schedule. If they fall out of it, they may do something.
Precious few big names out there.
You know, over 15 teams are still in striking distance. The names just aren't out there yet, and we're exploring everything.
Don't want to make a move right now that 3 years down the road you look at and you're like, my God, this was the beginning of the end.
It's driving us all crazy because you just can't pull something out of a hat.
You know Brian's reputation. He's very shrewd, but I want to focus in on Jose Reyes and Carlos Beltran because the Giants don't need pitching. The Giants need a bat.
Back in Arizona, Freddie Sanchez is still weeks away from a possible return. But being close to home helps him keep his sanity.
What are you going to do to occupy your time now?
Just hang out with the boys, dude.
Ryan, don't let mommy catch it.
I'm gonna get it. Throw it to Daddy. When he was hurt, they probably could have had him rehab in San Francisco. The team was gracious enough to let us, they knew we lived here in the Phoenix area, so they let us come home, and he drives to Scottsdale every day and gets his work in, and then he comes home to us.
Good job, Evan. Go, Ryan, go. Go, Ryan, go.
Anytime you can have family time is wonderful.
Wow.
I know the boys love it.
Try to catch it again. Go.
Daddy still throws the ball to him, and, you know, as much as he can, or left-handed, or whatever it is. Oh, almost. And they've gone with him a couple times to the field.
Good.
To just see what he does, so that they know.
He scored.
Because otherwise, if they don't, he's going to be begging every day, you know, can I go, can I go, can I go, can I go?
What are you doing? When a game starts, I can't be thinking about the relay throw or turning a double play. I just got to react.
They have a dream job. There's so many guys that would love to be in their position. And then when something happens and they're hurt and they can't do what they love, your whole life kind of gets turned upside down.
And that does not look good.
Nope. Injuries, man, will just bite you every time. You know, they come out of nowhere, and such a big part of the game.
That is not something any Giants fan wants to see. Freddie Sanchez going off hurt.
This game will humble you in a heartbeat.
He's worked his butt off. I don't want to see him in that pain anymore, but he's powered through it every time he's been hurt. We've never had a time where we think, okay, well, you're not going to play again, because he's going to do anything he can to get back out on that field as quickly as possible.
I mean, obviously being around these guys is great. Having that much time with them is awesome. You know, if you're going to rehab anywhere, nice to be at home, but the number one goal is to get back to my second home. That's San Francisco. You know, I got to get back on the field.
I didn't get any sleep, but heads up, we just got a deal done with Keppinger. Yeah. No, it's a good move in the short term, and we'll see how it turns out. He's obviously playing every day for them.
All right, let's talk about the trade. Brian Sabean, he makes his move. He trades 2 prospects. He brings in Jeff Keppinger. Is it an impact move?
Oh, no question. He can hit, and he can play all 3 positions for you, third, short, and second.
He's going to slide in and probably be the starter as we speak once he gets here. He can move around the field, as you know, and he's a professional in every right.
Jeff Keppinger is a classic Sabean move. Does this mean that Freddie Sanchez probably won't return to full health?
I've always assumed that Freddie's not going to return this year, but in saying that, I wouldn't bet against him.
Beautiful day today, huh? Wow, what a day.
68 degrees here at the Yard as we get ready for game 2 of this series.
Boom, let's do it again, right? Vamos.
For rookie phenom Brandon Belt, 2011 has been anything but ordinary. His odyssey included making the team, getting demoted, and missing a month with a broken wrist. The ebbs and flows of his season have allowed for much introspection.
I'm physically awkward, I am emotionally awkward, I'm socially awkward, you know, anything you can think of, I'm awkward at it, so I'm very good at it too. So it's I told you my friend Tommy Joseph calls me the most awkward man in the world, so it's a good title to have, I think.
But in his return to the Bay Area, Giants fans tried to put him at ease.
Here's Belt. Drive to right, down the line, it is out of here! His first home run at AT&T Park, and it lights up this crowd.
And in yet another torturous game, Belt comes to the plate with a chance to cap off his return in grand fashion.
Vamos, Nate, let's go! Don't let him throw here. Vamos, swing it, let's go, vamos!
It's all tied up bottom half of the 7th inning.
With Belt at the plate. Base hit down the left field line. Torres scores. Torres scores. Belt comes through.
You know, actually, when I got to second, I slipped on the base, almost rolled my ankle, but I was still extremely excited and just happy to be in that moment.
The Giants win game 2 of this 3-game series. Maybe a coming out party for Brandon Belt.
I can say I'm pretty happy right now. Very excited. That's what it's all about. You know, I don't know what their plans are for me. I'm just kind of treating it like I'm here just to kind of give some people some rest.
Having Belt up here is going to help out Huff. Now I can rest him a little bit more, and late in the game I can put Belt out there. Day games play Belt. Because Huff, we grinded pretty hard the first half.
The Giants are set to go for the sweep the following afternoon as they eagerly prepare for the arrival of their newest addition.
Jeff Keppinger acquired yesterday. His flight is delayed, but the latest word from the clubhouse is supposed to be here at the ballpark somewhere between 1:30 and 2 o'clock and should be available to the Giants.
Yeah, crazy, but I gotta go. I gotta get to the clubhouse. Which way is it? Follow you.
When you have a guy like Keppinger coming in here who's got a track record and a reputation and everybody respects him, that's huge energy. All of a sudden, that team feels like they just got stronger, and that's invaluable energy this time of year.
You know, I haven't played on a team that's even won, ever. Never had a 500 record or better in any team I played with in the big league. So to go from the worst team in baseball to first place is really nice, really good, really exciting. Can't wait to get out there and play.
Keppinger just arrived at the ballpark. His flight was delayed this morning from Houston. And here he is right into the game.
Please welcome to San Francisco, number 8, Jeff Keppinger.
Giants fans are giving him a standing ovation here.
With one trade in the books, the question remains, does another move need to be made for this team to repeat as champions?
Out to left, coming in, and that'll end the inning.
But I will say this, there's no silver bullet, and not one specific trade or player is going to save us. In our case, like specifically to upgrade catcher or shortstop.
We met on that today, and we'll see what we can stir up.
This could be a tough go. It could go down in the last 48 hours.
Next time on The Franchise.
Welcome to the White House, and congratulations to the Giants.
Right around 4 in the morning, I got a phone call. She's screaming, she's crying, and she says, DeLorean's dead.
Struck him out.
I hear a lot of people say that. I have the best job in baseball.
Power strikes out.
Everything lives and dies with that at bat for me.
Hey, honey, never mind on the American Express card. It was a whole scam.
They called us because it got traced back to you.
Okay.
Just now? How did
Last night and tonight, today.
Did you get that call?
He just called me from outside.
If I'm smart, that doesn't make sense. Who?
The RSA, you know, the guy, the cop or whatever.
Say that they were trying to buy a bunch of, like, explosives or something.
How the fuck did he know this was happening?
I guess there's some investigation going on it because it was
I think it was mine. Investigation, him being like, oh my God, I'm going to go to jail for something I didn't do. I should have known there were the cameras right by the video. I thought they were still doing your video bullshit back in the hotel. I guarantee I lost it in the hotel, fell out of my pocket. Somebody fucking ran to Mexico.
Well, let me call this guy back. Let me call this guy back.
What are we looking at, homie?
All those, that's all good. Tickets are done.
I got a charge at Walmart for $23K in Tijuana, except the odd thing is they put it down for 3 kilos of dope. Interesting.
When you come up and go, him? All right.
Oh, that was good. I'm glad that was a joke. I'm really not glad it was a joke, though. Jesus. Woo! Got him! We got some beef with Showtime now. Can you get out of my face with that, please? Thanks.